Hello and welcome to my channel RJ for Beginners. In this video, I will show you the overview of JavaScript that includes background of the JavaScript, then what is JavaScript, what is server-side program scripting, and what is client-side scripting. Apart from that, what Java can do and can't do. All these topics we are going to cover in this video. So let us get started. In that, first section is background of JavaScript. Now let us see what is background of the JavaScript. The first point is JavaScript was first known as LiveScript. I will clarify that why the name LiveScript. But Netscape changed its name to JavaScript, possibly because of the excitement being generated by Java. In your mind, there may be a question arising that what is that excitement, why the name LiveScript, and then how it is became a JavaScript, right? We know that there is a strong competition between Netscape Navigator and Microsoft company. What is the competition? The competition is to be excel in the market. We know that during the 90s, Netscape and Microsoft struggling to excel in the market, which they can't do. At the same time, there's one more technology called by name Java, which is very popular in those days. What make popular to Java in those days is nothing but a platform independent. If you know what is cross-platform, you will get why Netscape Navigator is merged with Sun Microsystem. The aim of the Netscape, as I told, that they want to excel in the market. At the same time, Java is popular. Java is popular because of the cross-platform. So Netscape merged with the Sun Microsystem, work with the same name, that is a LiveScript. That is the first appearance of in Netscape 2.0 in 1995 with the same name, that is a LiveScript. Later it is changed to JavaScript in the year, that is the later years 1997. After merging with the Sun Microsystem, the Netscape Navigator company changed its name to JavaScript because of the popularity of Java. Now there may be a question arising in your mind, whose product is JavaScript? Whether it is a product of Java company, that is a Sun Microsystem, or Netscape Navigator. It is 100% I'm saying. It is a product of Netscape Navigator. Just they got the label a JavaScript. Who is the person behind that? Who invented this scripting language? None other than Brendan Eich. He is a programmer who developed the scripting language just within 10 days. Only 10 days. This is what all about background of the JavaScript. What you learned from this? JavaScript is a product of Netscape Navigator. They merged with the Java, that is the Sun Microsystem, and rename it to JavaScript. Now the next question is, what is JavaScript? You may be thinking of what is lightweight and is a part of lightweight in the sense it includes Java program functionality. What are the functionalities? Functionalities are nothing but a inheritance, polymorphism, and cross-platform. JavaScript is a lightweight and most commonly used as a part of, look at this, part of, then lightweight. The question may be arising in your mind, that is what is lightweight and what is a part of web page. Lightweight is nothing but it cannot perform stronger operations like Java. What are stronger operations? Example, reading and writing. Reading and writing in the sense you cannot read the data of the hard disk or cannot write data to the hard disk. That is clear, I think. Due to this reason, we call JavaScript is a lightweight. Another example, it will not compile the code because it is a scripting language. Scripting language where not compiled. It is an interpreted language. You can call it as a JavaScript is a scripting language, interpreted language, then programming language as well. Why programming language? I will tell you it later. Now I think you got what is lightweight. Okay, another example, we call JavaScript as a lightweight because we cannot transfer a bulk of data from one system to another system, whereas Java do. You can transfer a huge amount of data from one system to another system using a file handling concept plus serialization. Next, it is an interpreted programming language as well object oriented capabilities. Let me clarify. Interpreted programming language. There are two types of languages where some languages fall under interpreted and some fall in compiled and interpreted. Now let me clarify what is interpreted language and compiled plus interpreted language. Let us see example. If we take C programming language or C++ or Java, all are compiled plus interpreted language, because you know that whenever you write a code of the source code of the C, C++ or Java, you always compile first. You are entering into the first stage, that is a compilation stage. After compilation only you are going to interpret it. There are two phases in these languages, that is you have to compile first, then interpret it, that is execute the program. I think you got a clarification of a compiled plus interpreted. Now come to the just interpreted. Now in interpreted, programs like, what are the programs? Scripts like shell script. We have seen what is shell script. This type of language falls under interpreted programming. I think you have seen, you have never compiled a shell script, you directly executed, right? Shell script is just a interpreted programming language. Similarly, JavaScript is a interpreted programming language. Hope you got the what is a JavaScript. Now what is a client side scripting and server side scripting? Client side scripting is a source code that is executed on the client browser instead of the web server. Means what? Whatever code you have written, or anyone XYZ person who has written the JavaScript code, that must run on your local browser. Or such type of scripting we call as a client side scripting. One more thing is server side scripting. What is server side? It is a source code that is executed on the server machine browser. It's called a server side scripting. Later we'll go in detail what is server side and client side scripting. So just I am highlighting the points. In this video we are just getting what are the basic things of a JavaScript. Next, what JavaScript can do. JavaScript can create web applications. For example, Google Map, whatever you are using, that is a application implemented by JavaScript. You can create games using JavaScript, then makes website interactive. How to make it interactive? I will take a full class on that in coming classes. Next, reduce network traffic. How it will reduce the network traffic? For example, I think you know the validation. Assume these are the two PCs. There is a client, this is a server. Now this is a network here. whatever data you are sending from the client, it will move to the network. From network, it will move to the server. Then again from server, there is a response. Then to the network, the network will send that response to the desired client. Okay. Now, reduce network traffic. How it will reduce the network traffic? This is a network. Now we have to reduce the JavaScript will reduce the network traffic here. How? For example, this client, assume it is sending some data to validate to the server side. Validate in the sense, when you enter the password while creation or while registration, on the spot it will show that there is an error when you type just name, just a correct, just alphabets. The rules says that you must use digits, symbols, then alphabets. These three things, it should be there in your password. That is validated in client side only. It is not validated when you click on submit button, right? It is just validated in the client side. That is one example. Now, how it reduces the traffic? Assume the process is not taking place in the browser of the client. What you do? You just type the password in alphabets and click on registration. That data is sent to network and network will send to the server. Now here server will validate the data whichever you have sent from client. After validation, the server will send back a response to the network, then from network to the client, saying that you are not following. What you are not following? You are not following the rules. That is you must use alphabets, numbers, then symbols. So assume you are sending, it's take some time, then for processing it will take some time, then again it send back to the network, then from here then to here it will take some time. Means you are wasting time as well, then you are increasing the traffic in the network. I hope you got the point. Clear? Okay. Next. What JavaScript can't do? JavaScript does not allow read and write files, as I said earlier. It cannot read the data from the hard disk or cannot write the data to the hard disk. Next, could not be used for transferring bulk data from one system to another system. JavaScript does not transfer data from one system to another system. Now next thing is, the most important is, does not support multi-threading concept as supported in the Java. What is multi-threading here? Multi means many, thread means lightweight process. Multiple, you can say multiple programs running under single class name. Means whenever you execute a program, assume this is a source code running in your PC. When you try to execute a thread program, in that thread program, assume there are 3 to 4 threads you have created. As soon as you execute the program, each thread is running independently. Now the question is, how many threads are created? 4 threads are created. One is the main method, and 3 what you have created in the 3 objects what you have created in the main method. I think you know this topic. Multi-threading is nothing but executing multiple tasks under single program. This concept is not available in JavaScript. Thank you guys. If you have any questions or queries about this, comment below, and do not forget to like and subscribe my channel.